Happy morning, gamers. It's your boy. We're back with another episode.
Episode 4.
Episode 4.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. Here with me are the usual.
Mr. Top Hat Jones over here, Eric.
And of course, the one and only.
Ilocano. SC.
And we've got kind of a stacked week for you guys. But to start off, we do want to touch on the Madden tournament that happened last weekend.
Yeah.
For those of you who are not aware, in Jacksonville, Florida, there was a Madden NFL 2019 tournament, and there was a fatal shooting during this tournament. Allegedly, one of the competitors opened fire during the tournament, injuring several people and also killing several people before turning the gun on himself. We don't want to mention this person's name. We don't want any kind of fame or infamy coming towards this person. As far as I'm concerned, this person is a degenerate sack of human garbage, but
does not deserve to be named
and does not deserve any sort of fame or recognition whatsoever. However, we would like to take a moment of silence for the victims and the families of the victims during the event. So, please. Thank you. Our condolences go out to the victims and their families. In light of the news, EA has decided to cancel their 3 remaining tournaments in order to focus on their safety protocols. Also, EA has decided to donate $1 million to the victims, as well as host a charity stream event to raise money for the victims. This is a terrible tragedy, and we here at FPS Guides have very heavy hearts on this subject.
Yes.
And it's going to be pretty difficult, but we're going to try and segue into other news, because despite the tragedy, a lot of stuff has actually happened the last week. So let's try and move on from there. So one of the biggest things as far as new games go, Cyberpunk 2077 finally has gameplay footage. There was like a whopping 45 minutes, I believe, gameplay demo.
Yeah, it was the BCD gameplay they showed at E3. BCD meaning behind closed doors for like all the press guys and everything.
And
so
before we get any
footage.
further, could I say a quick prayer real quick for the
Sure,
the families that are hurting right now from
absolutely.
It'll be real short. I just want to take a moment real quick. God, we thank you for all your wonderful blessings, and we thank you for all the everything that you provide for us, and we pray for those families that are hurting, the ones that have lost loved ones, and the ones that are mourning today, Lord. Be with them, and be with all those families. Amen.
Thank you.
All right.
So
It's kind of hard to.
Yeah, it's
to
a
move
very
on from a subject
somber
like that. You know,
subject.
This will be our first bad
It's kind
news
of hard dealing
since we started doing
with that.
this.
Yeah.
So
It's very tough.
It's interesting to see how other news outlets kind of do that, where they touch on
Handle their
something
stuff.
so heavy and then they try to move on to everything else.
Yeah.
There is
Spiderman looks so good.
another new game called the Strange Brigade.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about this game really.
I've just honestly been seeing a little gameplay here and there, and that's going to be released next Tuesday, or not next Tuesday, the 28th.
Strange Brigade.
The Strange Brigade.
The only thing
That
I've heard,
released this Tuesday. It did release.
the only thing I've heard about that game is that it's like super British. That's
It's
like all I've
super
heard.
British.
That's like all I heard is that it's
Hey,
super
that's
British.
great. That's great. That's the only thing you ever hear about Doctor Who, and everyone.
And
loves
there's
that show.
there's like a British gauge. There's like a British
how
like
is
cuteness
something
like
super
cutesy
British?
gauge. So like if it's too British, you can like turn it down.
You
There's
know,
like a little
super
slider.
British, and
Like
you
I
know,
swear, there's a slider.
There's a lot of tea, and there's a lot of
How
Just
is
like-
something super British?
there's a lot of biscuits and
It's just the way they talk and like the way they show
just like
themselves
the
is very
cultural,
British.
the
It's
British
just very,
cultural snafus.
Bro, how is that
Yeah.
okay? Imagine you took out British and plugged in a different country there. It's super Chinese, bro. This thing was super Chinese.
Super Chinese, like you have a Chinese gauge on the bottom of the screen.
Oh my god.
How Chinese is this gonna get right now?
So,
Yeah.
so you're asking how that's okay if they pick another country? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And there's a slider where you could tone
Yeah,
down
yeah,
the
yeah.
British.
I was-
Tone down
this
the
is-
Britishness. All right, this is too British
love
for
it.
me.
This information, I find out that information courtesy of Giant Bomb. I was listening
That's
to Giant
funny.
Bomb, and they were just like, "Yeah, there's actually a gauge you can turn down." And I was like, "No way!"
That's
like that's
ridiculous.
hilarious.
That is
That's like the
ridiculous.
developers being like, "All right, we need to make sure people don't hate us, so we need to turn this down sometimes." It's very weird.
Oh, we got some activity on the chat. Where's your top hat, Mr. Jones? Oh, we didn't get you your top hat.
They didn't provide me one. I'm sorry.
That needed to be on the punch list.
Well,
It
the
was-
company has to provide you.
Yeah,
with a top
yeah,
hat?
exactly.
Yeah, but you've had your name long ago.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
should
true,
have.
I
You should
have.
have.
I have had this name since
Should have already had the initiative.
Yes.
for like
Next
2
week.
years.
Next
week.
Next week.
I'll get one next week.
Hopefully.
next week. Sorry.
Or he's done.
Is there anything else you want to touch on this game besides how
Oh.
we kind of insulted it with its
All right. Well,
British
besides
cutesiness, I
how
guess?
it seems like ridiculous, and the game does kind of make fun of itself. It does seem like the kind of game it is called. I mean, it's called the Strange Brigade. It's obviously some sort of spoof of like
kind of playing on itself.
a kind of a play on itself, some kind of like like a adventure-y, like supernatural, ridiculous, over the top kind of stuff. It is a third-person like action. It looks like a Left 4 Dead co-op style kind of game.
Left for zombies? There's zombies in that?
Yeah, it's more like supernatural than zombies. They're like mythical beasts.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I saw gameplay of him like
Do you know if
fighting
it's split screen?
against like a pharaoh or something.
Do you know if it's split screen or is it
I
drop in, drop out?
Do not know of that. From what I can tell, it looked like it was like a more of like a match based.
Okay.
That's
So, like-
that's just what I can tell. I can only tell.
So like
much
Call of
from
Duty
the shows.
Zombies, but with not zombies.
Yeah, Call of Duty Zombies, except probably with a more defined goals. Like you're not just there to survive. You're there to like, put the pharaoh that's coming back to rest, or
Oh, okay.
or put the minotaur to sleep.
So a
whatever,
co-op
stuff like that.
Mission based.
Co-op mission-based
Game.
stuff, but there's different characters and they have little abilities and stuff. It looks really fast-paced. You can actually dodge, which I think is pretty cool.
Okay.
You know,
All right, that's
like
that's unique.
It's like a third-person shooter game, so like, it looks like, but the way with the rolling and the dodging, it's kind of like Dark Soulsy with the way that they fight, but you're not using swords and shields.
Right.
You're using like guns and stuff.
So it's more methodical combat
Yeah.
rather than like
and so
bullet spray.
yeah, it's more of like a be careful and not get hit rather than just like spray and
Okay.
pray kind of thing like Zombies is.
On the topic of these very European games, there's a game I wanted to check out. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about it. We Happy Few. Have you heard of it?
Yes,
I have heard about it.
Yes.
Have you heard good things about it? I want to try that game
Yes,
out.
I have.
I've heard
Generally, I've heard
mixed
some
things.
Mixed things, but generally, I've heard some of the same things. They're saying that it might be lacking in the gameplay department, but
Okay.
as far as the atmosphere, the storytelling,
Characters.
the setting, the characters, apparently all that's just top notch.
It looks psychedelic, man.
It looks like I've been
yeah.
keeping an eye on it for a while. It was, but that was like wasn't that like a crowdfunded project back in the
I
day?
think maybe in the beginning because Compulsion Games is the developer behind that game.
Yeah.
So I think they did maybe crowdfund it in the beginning, and then they got recently bought out by Xbox. So then they were just like, Xbox was like, oh, here's shitloads of everything.
So Xbox kind of helped them finish
Or
that
Microsoft,
up,
but yeah.
yeah.
But
it's not on the list, by the way. On that weird games, I played Overcooked last night.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you like it?
Overcooked 2 or the original?
The original. on
That's a
Switch.
pretty hesitant response.
How
I
much time
liked
did you
it,
give
but I almost rage quit again because I didn't.
That means you liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got really into it. I didn't think that it would be so teamwork involved.
Yeah, like a kitchen in a restaurant would be.
But I think that game is harder than a real kitchen.
I don't know about that.
Maybe.
That game, have y'all played it, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's very
Yeah,
fun.
my girlfriend and I
you gotta,
play it.
Are you
It's
guys
my
good?
time.
No.
I'm alright.
Can you battle other kitchen staff in that game?
I don't
I thought
think.
they had like
I don't know.
I don't have like an online versus
Maybe in
game
the
mode.
second one.
Yeah?
I think
Maybe
they
in the
do.
second one.
I just did the main like story missions when I played though.
Okay,
Maybe
But
in the second
I think
one.
there is like an
I'm
online
not sure. I'm not
versus
sure.
mode
I could see that getting
where like
extreme.
you and a couple
competitive.
people and them and a couple people battle it and see who can get
On the
most
chat,
points.
yes, you can battle.
There
Oh,
it goes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, I would have.
Thank you. I can't read your name. I'm sorry. I have really bad eyes.
I am Rambo. That's I am Rambo.
I am Rambo.
All right.
Okay, cool. Thank
I
you for the
almost rage
contribution.
quit on single player. If we were battling another team, and you know how you keep bumping into each other,
Yeah.
like, move, get out of my way. Why are you in my area?
You gotta talk.
I would've-
you gotta
You gotta
communicate.
communicate. You gotta
Yeah.
have roles.
Yeah,
know?
you gotta be like, I'm doing this. While I'm doing this, you do this. I'm gonna come over here, do this thing.
I'm
But-
apologize to my son. So I'm sorry, Kate. I snatched the Switch controller from his hands and gave it to somebody else.
To your own son? You did that to your own son?
Yeah.
Wow. Mediocre. You're not good enough.
I took it from my son and gave it to my wife. I said, "Here,
It's like, take over.
take over." So yeah,
That's really
that's
funny.
sorry for the the off topic there, but
Sorry, kid.
I literally we were at my cousin's house and we played till close to midnight.
Oh my
He was
God.
just supposed to show us how the
It's a
game
fun
played.
ass game, man.
And we played for like an hour.
It's
and a half.
addicting. It's just a fun little game. You just pick up, play some rounds. It's a good time.
It was good. It
It's a
was
good time. Um,
All right, let's move on.
so
from
moving
that.
on.
PAX West.
PAX
Look at
West
that.
starts today.
It starts today.
in Seattle.
That's true. So they're 3
Um,
hours behind where we are. Yes, that's
Yes.
true. I know that for a fact.
So it kicks off in about 45 minutes because we are. It's 45 minutes till noon, and they're 3 hours behind, right?
yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
we're gonna be watching that.
We'll be checking that out. See what they got.
Yeah.
Should be a lot of.
We're gonna try and make a little, maybe like a list video, like a little
List.
top 8. Be like, yo, these are like the
Things to
coolest
look
things
out
personally
for.
that we liked. So look out for that in the
I was
future.
already looking at some, so it looks pretty. There's like a lot of indie games are gonna be
Yeah.
being released. If you did not get a ticket yet, you're kind of screwed unless you're going for Monday.
A little bit screwed.
Tickets sold out on Friday. They sold out in like 9 hours. For
Wow.
tomorrow, for the one tomorrow, all the tickets sold out in 40 minutes.
Holy crap!
And
Oh my God.
Sunday they sold out in an hour.
How do I even get what?
So you need to be like next year if you wanted to get one of those days, you need to be like online ready to go.
So do I have to have like 5 different fucking devices out here, like
Like,
just refresh everything at the
think
same
about
time?
how,
Is that what
like,
I have to do?
Think about how in college you would apply for classes like at midnight with everybody else doing it. Think about like
it'd be
that,
like that. Okay.
but like more serious because
like way more serious.
it's games are fun.
Damn,
Um,
that's actually really not bad. What is it? $50? It says $50
What was the
for
venue?
a ticket.
What was the venue? I don't understand how it sold out so fast.
I don't know the venue itself, but I know there's like different theaters within the area. So there's like, I know, because like some of the gaming channels I follow, like Kinda Funny, What's Good, they all have their own, like they're all doing kind of panels and they're all on different stages. Because I know there's like a Hydra theater, a Wyvern theater. So I think there's like different areas within one space. Is
Huh.
kind of how it is.
If any of you guys know, if any of you guys on the stream right now know what venue it's on, I'm just curious. I'm curious how. Let just assume I'm just pick a number out of thin air. If it was 10,000 people, I'd like to know that number because if they sold, 10,000 tickets in an hour, that's pretty impressive.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, but if you guys tell me it was like in a library room, I'd be like, nah, come on.
No, library.
No, I mean they're large.
It's a huge
events.
event.
They're
Like-
very large events. They're some of the biggest gaming conventions. of the
Oh
year.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
wanted to know. I just wanted to know, like, what kind of stadium it was in. Like, I'm sure it was in a stadium.
I do not know, To be
I don't
honest,
know. I just know there's
I'm
different
assuming it's
theaters
like
within the venue that
big like
have panels.
You know
civic
what?
center
We can
kind
look
of
this up
things.
right now. I can look it
All
up.
right, you look that up. And
Yeah,
we'll,
you guys
we'll,
keep
that
moving
up.
on, and I'll
we'll
move
on. So some of the games to look out for would be Kingdom Hearts 3. Is
Oh my
allegedly-
God, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is allegedly going to be showcased there as well.
I will
So
be all over that
if
because
you're
that is my shit.
if you're absolutely drooling over it like Eric,
Yeah,
then
that's
you're gonna see some good stuff there.
24-year-old guy playing a JRPG for 13-year-olds.
Hey, Kingdom Hearts
whatever.
is a classic, and I personally have never played it. I know,
It's
but
very fun.
every single person I know that has played it has literally said it's
Super fun.
It's amazing, and they have nothing bad to say about it. And actually, in related news on Spider-Man, the internet has kind of been blowing up over it because apparently they've released, I think it was a demo. Or
Yeah,
they've
was that the
released more
whole? They're
gameplay
accusing them for
about
downgrading
the
it.
puddle thing.
Yeah.
They're
I
being
haven't-
accused of
I haven't heard too much about that. Where'd you hear about that?
just I think it was on IGN.
Okay.
There
'Cause
was-
I know the No had a video
Yeah.
about it. Shout out to the No. They're super good.
Shout out. Basically,
I think. Yeah,
Basically,
I heard about that, but
they're
I don't know all
being
the details.
accused of dumbing down the visuals for the new Spider-Man game,
okay.
saying that when comparing a side by side for the same scene,
Mhm.
and it does look visually different.
Have you seen it? Have you looked at it?
I've seen the comparisons. It does look visually different. However, on the subject, Insomniac Games did say that
Mhm.
since releasing the original video,
Mm-hmm.
they have decided to change a little bit of the location of the lighting. So the gamma effects that would be
Okay.
maybe
okay.
they would be over here, and you can see in the
Okay.
first one there was more shadows. It looked darker.
Right.
But you can see in the second one, it was a lot brighter. And it's not to say that there wasn't any details, because you could still see fine details.
Right.
Like in the one that was more lighter, you could see more details on Spider-Man himself. You can see like more.
Okay.
You can see like more muscles and stuff like that. And
Okay.
the other one, you can see more like reflections with puddles and the
so they
darkness and
changed
stuff.
their like lighting.
So
a little
yeah.
bit.
I mean, that the whole thing is kind of to take with a grain of salt, because it is a video that was released by the developers, so it's obviously
They can do whatever
scripted
they want.
or curated or treated in some way. But
Right.
By the way, the convention, the
Mhm.
PAX West, is at Washington State Convention Center.
So it's fucking massive.
so it's a convention
Okay.
center.
Yeah.
It's huge.
So it's
Yeah.
ridiculously big. All right.
According to Wikipedia, it's got a capacity for 1,100 booths or 8,000 people.
Well, that's pretty big.
So that's easily over 5,000 people.
It ain't no
sold out.
Cowboy Stadium though, so
Ain't no
I
Cowboy
mean-
Stadium. But that's still 5,000 to 8,000 tickets or
That's a
whatever
ton.
done in less than an hour.
Yeah, but they need someplace bigger next year, because selling out in 1 hour. Come on, guys, step that up. You need to at least
Step it up. Yeah.
you need to give people at least a 6-hour window. They got to get off work and order these things, you know.
Yeah, man. What am I gonna do? We got working people here.
Yeah.
Working gamers here, folks.
Moving
That's
on,
true, that's
SSDs, guys. I'm a PC guy, and I'm loving these cheaper SSD prices. Do you guys know why you're getting cheaper? I have no idea, but
Yeah. Did you hear anything about that?
I heard something from. I think I was watching a video. I think it was Gamers Nexus posted that video, and I was watching what they were saying about it. And shout out to them; they're also really good. That Samsung is kind of having a little bit of new tech into their SSDs to where it's cheaper to manufacture, yet just as fast. Which is,
Okay.
as a consumer, like, fuck yeah, sure.
It's like, great.
Like, sounds good to me.
Count me in.
But
Well,
I think
you know-
it's
you know-
something with the manufacturing side.
Okay.
I'm not,
But they're
again,
able,
I'm not 100%
But they're
sure.
able to produce cheaper products of the same quality.
Some technology they are using is being used to help create it in a cheaper, more efficient way without sacrificing function.
Okay.
I don't know how they're doing it, but that's what I heard.
Man.
I'm skeptical, man.
Skeptical. Well,
I'm
how big was that price drop? You said that you were probably looking into it. How?
Yeah, the last time I bought a 1 terabyte SSD, I paid $280,
Okay.
and I'm seeing them all over Slick Deals now for $180. So it's like
Okay.
$100 off.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So
significant.
That's a
And
pretty
for decent
significant
brands
jump.
too. I'm not talking about like
Mhm.
some crappy brands
Some
like
crappy Walmart brands.
Kingston. And I hate. You know what? Kingston may make good SSDs now, but I was one of the early adopters, and I bought 3 Kingston SSDs, and they all blew up.
Oh
Within,
man, that's
within
not good.
3 or 4 months of purchasing
That's
it.
no
So
bueno.
That's really bad.
I don't. They may be better now, but my experience with them is boo.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking about the $170 terabyte SSDs, I'm seeing Intel, I'm seeing Samsung hitting those
Okay.
prices.
Wow.
The heavy
So-
hitters.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
But I am skeptical with these cheaper prices because I'm a realist, right?
Will they really perform just as well?
Well, you know how the saying goes. You can have cheap, you can have fast, and you can have good.
You
Pick
can't
two.
have both.
Pick 2. You can't get all 3. You gotta pick 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if it's cheap and it's fast, yo, that shit ain't good.
You
That
don't
is
think so?
not good.
So
You can't- you can't. You
Maybe
just-
they won't last as long. You know, maybe
That's what
they'll,
I'm concerned about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
okay.
frankly, nothing's worse than having to reformat your hard drive.
Oh my god. Especially
Uh,
if your OS is on it. Oh my god. Fuck that. It
Yeah.
sucks.
So that's why I haven't pulled the trigger yet on these $170 terabyte
So,
SSDs.
hold off. Give it a couple months. See
Yeah.
what other users say.
Yeah, yeah.
Let other people blow up for you. you
Yep.
know.
All right, let's talk about Overwatch and Blizzard.
Yeah.
Actually.
So, if you were unaware, Belgium has a fairly stricter gambling policy.
Much stricter.
Than-
Much stricter gambling policy than, say, other Western countries, the U.S., for example.
Prominently.
And they basically told Blizzard and other developers that they will not allow them to sell games in their country if they have
If they do not
features
comply.
that they deem are gambling.
Right. If
And
they don't
so,
comply with this.
The biggest thing was things like Overwatch, and I think it was Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, here's the story.
Heroes of the Storm. Those are the big ones. You can pay money
Uh-huh.
for loot boxes in game,
Okay.
and Belgium was just not about that. It's like, you will not be able to sell this game legally in this country if you guys don't remove this feature.
Because they're saying it's gambling.
Because they're saying it's gambling. Because you're paying money. There
get it
is an
randomized.
uncertain factor of it. You might get something good, and you might get something bad. So they're calling it gambling. They have, with the way that they categorize. I was actually reading through it earlier. The way they categorize gambling,
Is different.
it's different. It's a lot more. It's a lot more broad. Basically things that they categorize as gambling is like if there's an uncertain factor to it, if you have to pay money,
Mm-hmm.
if there's any sort of chance to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
They
if those
all
chances
those
aren't
things.
disclosed.
Yeah, those chances aren't disclosed. Like they all consider that gambling.
Yeah.
And they're not having it with loot boxes and gaming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, I think when
Yeah, I get it. I think it's dumb as hell though. So is like Hatchimals, is that like illegal in Belgium? In Belgium,
What's Hatchables?
Hatchimals.
Hatchimals? What is that?
Apparently, it was a really popular toy during the last holiday season,
Oh.
and I didn't know what it was. But I took my daughter to the toy store the other day, and
Mm-hmm.
she grabbed this egg, and you don't know what's inside the egg.
Oh.
It's like a
okay.
mystery toy.
It's like a Kinder Egg, but with.
But not. But a Kinder Egg is edible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Kinder, but
that's
it's got,
not
But you don't know
edible.
what's inside. But it's like you don't know what's inside of it though.
Yeah. I understand what
so-
you're saying.
So it's a toy.
Yeah, and
That's interesting.
And this was on clearance, so we only paid $5 for it. But then when I went to go check out, the cashier, she's like, "Wow, you found this on clearance?" I was like, "I never even heard of it."
Like, what is
Yeah,
this?
And then she said, "Well, these things were going for crazy prices during the holiday season." I'm like,
Resell it.
Yeah,
Save
yeah.
that shit and resell
well, I
it.
mean, you know how it comes and goes. Like Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That thing was going for stupid money during the holidays, and then after the holidays.
Yeah.
But with this Hatchimal, she goes, "Yeah, these things were going for like $60 to $80 by scalpers or resellers," and I'm like, "What?
Like, for what?
What is-
People are dumb."
What potentially could be in there? I mean, is there just like a rare stuffed critter in there?
No idea.
Like,
But I'll tell you
is-
what: if I paid $80, we cracked this thing open, and it was a puzzle.
Not.
Yeah.
Someone's getting a strongly worded letter.
So I don't know what I can see the line of thinking with the decision makers or the policy makers at Belgium. But if the loot boxes were not worth it, people wouldn't buy it. It's that simple. I don't.
Yeah, but it's more of that.
It's more of the fact that
It's
you
like
know,
targeting kids and like it's
targeting
unsavory
Kids don't
gambling
have-
practices towards
They don't
kids.
have credit cards though. Like the parents had to give
What?
their
The kid
card.
just go get a credit card out of their parents' wallet. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's a different problem. So make that illegal, or I don't know. I mean, that's different. If your kid is stealing your credit card from your purse, that's a bigger problem than the damn loot box.
They wouldn't want to do that if they didn't feel compelled by the loot box to keep buying. And
So it's
try
the
and get
loot
another
box's
thing.
problem that your kid is stealing? Come on, man.
Yeah, but you don't.
That's not what I'm
you
saying.
never-
Dude. Come on.
But
That's
no,
not what I'm
you're-
saying.
Well, your kids never hound you for to buy them a thing that they're really interested in.
Oh, they do all the time. They do all the
So
time.
maybe that's what it's like with. I mean, maybe some parents with a little bit of a weaker constitution will probably cave into their children more often.
Yeah, and be like, oh, I almost missed this thing. I need to try again. Oh, I need to try again. Oh, I need to try again. And that just instills like a, I'll just throw money away and try again.
Of course, the parenting is involved, but I think in Belgium it's more of like a blanket thing for all gambling. It's they don't like the fact that people are wasting their money with possibly a very slim chance of getting anything they actually want.
True.
And now
And
Blizzard's
so-
defense
And Blizzard's
is
defense was
you pretty much you're guaranteed something. When you
Yeah.
buy a loot box, you're guaranteed something. Therefore,
Guaranteed
they don't
something.
see it as gambling because
therefore it's not
correct.
gambling.
Because when you gamble, you have a risk of gaining nothing.
Right.
So that's their defense. And if you really want to be like technical about it, they're right. They're right technically.
You're right. Yeah.
But I mean,
But besides the
getting
point,
something better than nothing by it's not worth it. It's
But-
not worth it
besides the point, that's how Belgium has decided to
to handle things.
to handle their policy with gambling, and that's the way that it is right now.
Okay.
And
Other
That's
countries,
interesting. I like that. That's a good topic.
other
interesting,
countries might
right?
follow suit.
Yeah.
Because the Netherlands was not so happy about that. They were jumping on them.
They were-
They're also looking at other games too. CS:GO, Battlefront 2,
CS:GO 's
something else.
ridiculous,
I can't
dude.
remember.
CS:GO is ridiculous.
Yeah,
dude.
because you can
'Cause
literally
some of the
get
stuff
cash.
you're getting on there, people are like selling for like hundreds of dollars.
yeah. So like,
For,
Well, I
like,
looked
a
up
skin for their knife or some
Merriam-Webster,
crap like that.
the dictionary,
the dictionary.
and let's see the definition of gambling. So the first definition is to play a game for money or property, which that is not the case. But
Property.
it could fall under the second, which is to bet on an uncertain outcome.
Right.
Yeah.
So, being that you don't know what the outcome is of that loot box, that is an uncertain outcome.
And that's the way they.
And I think, oh man, there's a game that was circumventing this real good. I think it was Dota. I think Dota is circumventing this real hard by giving you a peek at what is in the loot box before you buy it. I think that's how they're circumventing it.
it.
Yeah. Don't.
Nice.
I mean, that's what I think. You got. Feel free to correct me, but like I'm 99% sure that's how they're doing it, and I'm
That
like,
would be
damn, you guys are
wild.
smart. Fuck you,
man.
Valve.
Dude, if that was in Overwatch, that'd be sick.
Where you can peek.
Yeah, you're just like
But you probably
can-
have to buy it
you can
in order
peek
to
in.
get another
That's pretty cool.
chance of getting something else. Then,
I'm not
assuming that's how that
sure.
works. Oh well. Otherwise, you can just like. Wait
But it's
for
very
something.
funny.
Otherwise, though.
You know what?
But anyway,
Thinking it through, I can see a problem there because how do people get hooked on gambling?
Almost winning.
When they do win
almost
something
winning.
good,
Or
right?
getting something good.
So if a kid somehow convinces their parent to buy a loot box,
Somehow.
and then they get this magical item,
And be like, oh
and
my
it changes their
god,
life,
I need that.
they now will be more inclined, I think. There's almost like an association to, hey, I can win big on these things.
Yeah.
So it kind of teaches them the
Yeah.
positive aspects to gambling
And then money, and they're just throwing money at it.
without the negative because
Yeah.
they're not. It's not their money. It's their
yeah,
parents'
and plus
It's not
it's
their money,
virtual, so
exactly.
it's not like tangible, so it's
Yeah.
harder for
Damn,
them
this
to.
thing is
handing
deep,
them
yo. This
$2,
goes
you
deep.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't like it. No. Yeah, I agree with you, Belgium.
It's like,
Yo,
I don't like
ban
this
that
anymore.
over here too.
Ban
Yeah,
it.
because it's teaching kids the positive sides of
Yeah.
gambling without the negative. So,
Yeah.
man, that's deep.
because there's no negative because you always get something.
Yes.
So if you get something that's like shit, you always still got something. But if you got
Right,
something
right, right.
fucking super good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
yeah, that's the
So-
reason.
But anyways, Blizzard caved.
Blizzard
Okay.
cave.
That was the big thing, is that originally when confronted, Blizzard was like, all right, well, I guess we're probably just not going to sell to Belgium.
Yeah.
And then they were just like,
And
we
then
shouldn't do that.
Belgium was not going to budge, obviously, because it's their policy.
Yeah.
And Blizzard decided to cave, and they've actually taken out your ability to purchase loot boxes.
Okay.
So you can still get loot boxes,
But it's
like in
only
Overwatch,
gameplay.
you can get loot boxes every time you level up,
You just can't pay for it.
but you can't pay real money for loot boxes anymore.
Makes total sense.
Which I think it makes total sense. I didn't even know you can buy loot boxes with an
You
Overwatch until like recently,
Yeah.
because I just never felt the need to, because it's mostly cosmetics.
Dude, my mind's blown. When this conversation first started, I was like, damn, that's dumb. But now it makes sense. Like,
Yeah. Now you
that's-
think about it, you're like, okay.
It's like, oh man, that's actually pretty whack, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, why y'all selling loot boxes?
You know how it is.
And now, that's why
Yeah.
EA had such shit last year with Battlefront 2.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now they're
Because
claiming,
a lot of their stuff that actually, like characters and stuff, you couldn't really play as unless you unlocked them.
Yeah.
Which
Well, we're running out of time.
Oh, yeah,
let's,
we are.
Yeah, let's do the last topic. Let's should we
Let's see.
let's tell them the new feature that we're working on for
let's
for
do that.
FPS guides
Oh
for our
yeah.
website.
So FPS guides, we have actually recently gotten the permission to use the API.
Give them a demo. Y'all want to see a demo?
Give them a demo.
Yeah, let's give them a demo.
Let's
Let's
show
give
them
them a
how it
demo.
works. Show them how it
All right,
works.
so let's pull up our little web browser here, and
Oh, we're fading.
yeah,
We're fading.
I shouldn't have faded. That should have been a cut.
We're fading.
All right, so
All right. Next time. Next time it'll be a cut.
now,
Can they still see us though?
no,
No. Oh, okay.
Yep,
All
you
right.
guys are
they
just
can
seeing
hear
that.
us.
All right.
They can hear us, but all they see is
Hello.
our little tool here.
Can't
And this
see
is
it.
a work in progress.
I'm
So,
taking my clothes
Yeah.
off currently.
so
Work-
as of now,
Work in
API,
progress.
the API that Hi-Rez has given us access to is SMITE and Paladins for the 3 platforms, PC, Xbox, and PS4. And as we grow and we get access to more APIs, we can build much cooler features. But for now, just to do a quick demo, I'm going to select for my platform PC, and I'm going to select Paladins, and I'm going to put in FPS guides here. And then when I do a lookup, I can see my most recent matches. So I ran Barrack. I had 3 kills, 4 deaths, and 4 assists.
You didn't do too great, huh?
I didn't do too good. So
Man.
the
How would
ratio was
what stat would you look at to improve that?
well, for example, yeah, I'll get there. See how the 3 kills is red? That means
Bad.
that's whack.
Bad.
Green is good. Green light, red light. All right.
How do you compare it to? Is it?
So if you scroll down to the bottom, we can compare it to the other barracks that have been ran.
Oh, okay. So it's the average of every all the
Right.
users for this
For FPS guides
for,
users.
for this. Okay.
Yeah. So as people use the tool and do lookups, the sample size will continue to grow. So on average, Barrack will have a kill death assist of 4, 7, 13 for a ratio of 2.48. Meaning 2.48 is basically a kill and assist is the same thing. So that's 17 to 7. 2.48. We can tweak these. They actually expose much more statistics than we're using right now. Next week, we'll have new features and new reports for you to see. If you want to use this tool now, it's available at fpsguides.com/report card.
Report card.
And ideally, once we have an algorithm, we'll be able to grade you compared to the other FPS guides users. So me, I'm not a good Barrack. I'll probably be a D, I think, with my initial grading of myself. Yeah, I got a long ways to go.
Only
But-
uphill. Only
Yeah,
uphill.
yeah. Well, our plan is for this to be a really buttoned down, really sexy tool to use, and we want to have it fully tightened and ready to go for DreamHack, because there's going to be a lot of Smite and Paladins
Oh yeah.
fans there.
Oh yeah. That's
so
gonna be a good time.
It'll
So
be
if
good
we
to
can
go
start
there.
getting people to input some information,
Yep.
Start really growing that database and that sample size. That'd be tight.
Yep.
Definitely a
Especially
helpful
with
tool.
people at the convention.
Oh yeah.
If we can get some of the pros in there,
You'd be
Heck
like,
yeah.
yo, check
that'd
this
be
out.
tight.
Check out how this will help you.
It's like, hey, look, let's see how green you are. Literally,
it's like, oh, you're all green and I'm all red. Look at that. Yeah.
literally 5 times better than everybody else. All right, awesome.
And the cool thing about that is you don't have to just look at your own. Like you can kind of like stalk other players. You get if you get worked
You
by
can
another
lurk.
player, you put in there
Who is this
their
motherfucker?
username.
It's like, how is this guy so good?
Yeah, and as long as they don't set it to private, which most people don't anyway, unless why would anybody set it?
Yeah, I
to
don't
private?
really know why you would do that, but
That's
Yeah.
shy.
Then you could see how they play.
Or they know they're bad.
Correct.
that's true.
Yeah, so you can see if they're really good or you're really bad. So
Yeah.
that's one of the you can really settle those disputes.
Yep.
Settle those disputes, people.
And
We should talk about Battlefield
like and subscribe.
at the very end.
Add us as a follower to Twitch. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Bookmark our website. We also have Facebook and we also have Twitter. So do all of them.
All of those things.
Yes, do all of those things. We want to keep.
Like and look us up on all things.
Yeah, yeah.
We want to keep doing this, and that support. Will
Yeah, we
always,
wanna
always
keep
help.
pumping out this content.
We enjoy doing this a
Totally.
lot.
So,
So tell your friends.
yeah.
Tell your friends. Yeah.
Anything else? Oh,
uh,
it's Labor Day weekend. You guys got
Oh,
any
that's
fun
true.
plans for this
It
weekend?
is like, oh man, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play some Dead Cells, and I'm gonna finish up Doom 2016,
nice.
and I'm gonna fight all those Valkyries on New Game Plus and God of War, and that'll be actually I'll video that. So if you guys want to look at it, very very fun, super fun fights, very cinematic. Definitely check it out.
Nice.
I'm probably gonna play some more Warframe. I'm thinking actually starting a Dark Souls 3 walkthrough stream.
Oh, okay,
So
all right.
from beginning to end, so I'll start off with the builds, work it all the way to the end, show people how I do things.
Nice.
Monday, probably going to be doing something with my girlfriend because we both have the day off, which doesn't happen very often.
True.
Probably
It's
going
like
to go
stars
to a
aligning.
park, probably see a movie. I think we want to go see the new Christopher Robin Winnie the Pooh movie.
All right, I think that's all the news we have
So
for.
except
today-
for except for this is more of a for me personally Dark Souls 3 trilogy coming out allegedly in October. I'm very
Allegedly.
or yeah, Dark Souls trilogy coming out in October. We're dropping all of the games,
All the DLC.
revamped with all the DLCs all together in a sexy little package. It's gonna be $80. Gonna be a little pricey, but
That's a lot of
I'm a
content.
fan and I'm getting it.
That's a lot of
because
content.
We're talking like easily like 500 hours.
Yeah,
of
it's like 500 hours.
gameplay. like I've easily put in a couple hundred into each of them. So
That's true.
super stoked about that. Anyways, folks, we'll leave off with that. Come check us out at fpsguys.com. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on all the social sites and the interwebs and all
All the
and
internet
whatnot.
stuff.
And we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.
All right, thanks for watching.
Peace out, y'all. Have a good Labor Day.
Good Labor Day.